it would appear I'm slightly late to the party. And with that, welcome to Destiny 2. So, for this series, for which Destiny 2 is being my inaugural episode, it's basically to look at games that have been out for a while but are still current, like Destiny 2 for example. So, for anyone who's not aware, it did go free to play a bit of a time ago. It actually went free to play on Battle.net originally, which is why I made this character and transferred over. Then went free to play on Steam, and the difference is the free to play on Steam included a few bits of the DLC that were out at the time, except the latest two, but because the changeover coincided with one of the releases. So there are two bits of DLC that have come out since then that aren't covered by the free to play version, that you have to buy separately, and I'll get to those in the business model section. But yeah, so I was able to come back into it after that, having basically been run out of things to do, and there's now a lot more to do. So we're going to go over what it's like to play. I'm not going to show you a campaign, so I've already done them, though you can go back and replay them. Okay, so first off, what do I like about this game? Well, there's one very nice feature that I want every MMO, well in this case I call Destiny 2 an MMO light, but I'd also call it a looter shooter light mixed in with that for reasons we'll get into later. But there's this guy, the Postmaster. Anything you don't pick up, or that you don't have space for because you have item caps, like this, goes here. So, for example, I didn't pick that loot up in the dungeon, or a strike or whatever, or just random in the world. Don't need it, so just return to it for currency.
I gave her a thumbs up.
Now, business model. This is your premium shop, it's in-game. The first thing I want to say, and the thing that annoys me most about the business model, is to buy the season passes, you have to spend silver, which is the premium, which are the 4 currencies, being the premium one that you buy with money. A season pass costs 1,000 silver. You'll notice I've got 100 there. I've only used this to buy one season pass. So what are you going to conclude? Well, hopefully you've correctly concluded that the lowest amount you can buy that gets you enough to get the season pass is 1,100 silver. And I suppose you go figure out what's next. There's nothing in this shop for just 100 silver. The second currency used in the shop is Bright Dust, which you get in-game.
Hi, Guardian.
You can see there certain bounties and special rewards from sources, and that can be used for things like this. I should be using these more. Don't actually need them because I've kept them upgrade modules right now. And then you've got this. I'm going to do some PvP today for this demonstration, so I get that as well. I don't spend the Bright Dust I should. So yeah, I've got use. I don't care much for cosmetics. I'm not the kind of person who this game makes money off as a general rule, unless I buy season passes, which is actually something I don't recommend because they are mainly pay to skip.
We drove the Red Legion out.
Anyway,
we'll do the same
as I say, the other two currencies while I'm here. This used for in-game things, which I'll show you later, and this is your standard day-to-day currency.
Stocked, so no rush.
This is the season pass menu. It has 100 levels. You'll see I've grinded up to most of the way through 76. All your bonuses on this top line you get even if you don't have the season pass. This bottom line you get if you have the season pass. Oh, there is one thing you can spend 100 silver on. This, buy season ranks. Yeah, unless you are at 99 with 1 day left on season, I would never ever recommend doing that personally. Never mind. So, that's that. Now, if we go to quests, this is your quest menu. The next thing I have to complain about, bounties! These are sort of your dailies to compare to other MMOs like Warcraft.
Oh dear,
Why? Oh why? Well, I'm going to say why. It's capped at 22 at a time and there's more than 22 a day.
Ready?
Even if you just count dailies and not the weeklies, which you want to have, and the thing is it overlaps, so you want as many as you can at once until they're done. As I was saying, you only take 22 at a time, which is to force you to spend more time in game doing them. You can't just grind them out in a single session, because you can't take them all in a single session. You have to complete them, clear them out of your inventory, come back, get the rest, etc, etc. And it's just wasting time and it's annoying. And to show you where we get bounties, we'll pick up some of... I've got my Crucible ones already, you saw in there, because I picked them up in preparation. Let's go to the Vanguard and get the strikes, which are your... dungeon, I think is probably the closest comparison to understand the one. So 50 enemies, bow kills, super kills, champions in the Nightfall Ordeal.
Make good use,
which is basically, well, Nightfall Ordeal is Heroic Mode Plus, and there's various scales, which I'm going to show you later.
Back to the front, Guardian.
And then Nightfall is basically Heroic, and then you have Raids, which are 6 players, which are I mean, there are some base ones, but until no one runs anymore, they're only currently running the season one, which I haven't done yet. We do need that.
Tell me,
do that a
you
lot
don't
today
fear
because
operations? Do you fear the Crucible?
I'm behind. I haven't run any this week, so I haven't got the weekly progress on it. This is the current event, which is, as you might have gathered from all this, Valentine's Day themed.
Don't waste it.
Yeah. These normally give you the PvP bounties. Then you've got your engrams, which are basically random loot
There
you pick
a
up.
transaction to make, Guardian?
So, for example, this will be A for your power of 960, which is the current cap on items. In this case, I got leg armor, which I probably won't need. So, for example, 55 base stats. I've got mobility mod on here, so I'll spend some legendary stars and glimmer. Put the mobility mod on. See, this is the thing. It doesn't tell me how much. You see, it won't tell me exactly what increase I get from adding this mobility mod, which is I actually have to spend glimmer, which isn't that hard to acquire.
Remain
Put it on to
vigilant,
see what my
Guardian. We
stat
may
total is
never
going to be.
quite
In this
be
case, it'll be
as safe
65. So
as
these
we
aren't
think.
actually worth it. To replace the other ones, which have, as you can see, a higher stat total of 76. Now, one thing this game does over, say, Borderlands, which is also a gun-focused shooter, is that although you get random stats on your weapons, except some, for example, Oxygen
I think I have
SR3 is
something
actually
you will
a
like.
quest reward, so it's a fixed
Find
setup. But, and then you've got exotics, which are also fixed, but you get random things. So, for example, these stats were... Right, actually, no. This one isn't random because it's also a reward. Ignore that. Hang on. This one. See, random perks. That one's okay. I don't particularly like some of that combination, but it's one of the better of kinetic, non-exotic scout rifles I got. Which brings me to the next part. Exotics, you know, you have one armor, one weapon equipped each time. I assume this is for balance purposes, but it really, really annoys me because it's screwing with certain combinations, because the only exotic kinetic scout rifles, which is where I want a kinetic scout rifle, which is my preferred kinetic weapon being a scout rifle, are both PvP focused. Yeah, never mind, right? Here is Banshee. Need to pick up some of that for master working some gear. Sniper rifle, linear fusion rifle. I'm not even going to bother with my pulse rifle one today, because I hate pulse. I've got a usable pulse rifle. I'll take it anyway. I've got the space, but yeah, I don't normally do the pulse rifle one because I don't like pulse rifles. Okay, the vault. Next major gripe. This needs to be better organised. Can I have tabs that I can sort this by armour, exotics, weapon? It needs a way of organising it. Because I'm saving weapons with useful stats. I'm not going to use a lot of these. For example, this one I occasionally use when I need it, but it needs to have its power upgraded. You've got this one, which is an exotic. This one, which is a grenade launcher that's not a heavy weapon. Here's my current pulse rifle. Pulse rifles I hate because they're locked to burst fire. This one has the combination that I accept to get round it, which is the full auto trigger system. Anything else from here I want to demonstrate?
I can help you.
I'm just thinking, nothing else I really want to take out from here to show you. You've got things like other exotic armors, which you see super edgy for blaze rails. That's a different subclass I'm using. That's the one that only works for one of the 9 subclasses, hence why I don't use it, because I don't use that subclass. Again, this one. This one works with sidearms. I don't generally use sidearms as a personal preference, so again, I don't use that one. This one improves invisibility, so that only works with the void specs, which I don't use. This one would work. Dodging gives a small shield and health bump, but I prefer it over effectively getting both dodge abilities simultaneously, which is what Wraith Mail gets me. This one, again, would be okay for PvE, and then this one, solely PvP. Then you've got things like Dreambane, which are designed to work for a specific type of event that was added, or strike I should say, that was added with the previous DLC. Sorry, no, I say previous, I mean most recent. Right. Okay. That covers your basic setup.
Do you have
So,
something for me,
let's
Guardian?
go do some PvP. Because I'll do that, demonstrate that first. So, destinations. These are both PvP. This is a combined PvE PvP in the Gambit, which is what I actually tend to do if I have to do PvP. But for this, we're going to do Crucible. So let's do Control, which is actually the only one I really tolerate playing. And we'll get into load times. Now, for my setup, currently, my preferred weapon combinations do tend to be scout rifle, sniper rifle. Sniper rifles aren't the best in PvP, and if you're using one, you really do need that snapshot sights ability this one has. Scout rifles are okay. Most people, I think, tend to prefer automatic weapons, though, because they tend to hit more reliably against Guardians, which are fairly manoeuvrable and unpredictable targets. And then you've got heavy weapons. You don't start with very heavy ammo. You can pick it up in the map. I'm using this one because I've actually just picked this up, and you need to get its catalyst, which provides improved benefits and so on to exotic weapons. Not all of them have it though. And this one I do by victories in the Crucible. So obviously I'm taking that. And as I said, exotic fix, and exotics also have things like this. In this case, insectoid robot grenades. Because I haven't used this yet, I should point out, so we're going to see how insane that is. And you got your rank up here. Another pet peeve I hate is when you rank up, it puts a banner across the centre of the screen, and that is infuriating because it blocks things you're trying to do. It overlays everything. And I really don't care. I don't do PvP. It should not be preventing me going through and cleaning out any crap that's been dumped in my inventory for a win or a defeat or whatever that I don't need, because I'm doing this at max power level or max power level gear, and I've only got a few bits. In fact, hang on. I think everything I've currently got equipped is 960. Yeah, everything I've got equipped is 960. I've got Masterwork, some of it still. And yeah, I think, that's all 960. Yeah, Drang here, which I actually do need to get the quest done by. You have to have a fire team, I'm sorry. And Symmetry need to be upgraded. Sword needs to be upgraded. And the Linear Fusion Rifle needs to be upgraded. But that's it. Everything else is 960, which is the cap, and I'm going to propose 12 power off this. Your power rating, well, you see here.
Control.
Yeah, you read the description there, but basically that controls damage output against targets. If your target's power difference is too high, you just won't damage it at all. Oh, and then there was something I need to use. I needed to use this.
Show me you can take.
So I can't use until it loads in, so
Hold
I have to
the
wait
zone.
a second at the start of a match to go in here and use it, which is a bit annoying. Now we're going to go for spot B here.
Enemy claimed Zone C. Zone A captured.
And yet, ow! What the hell? Oh right, there's someone else up there with a grenade. Yeah, so that didn't go too well. But I have a sniper rifle, so if he pops his head out,
You're falling behind. Enemy claimed Zone B.
I can do that. And I missed, annoyingly. Yeah, I probably should have shot him rather than go for the knife kill, but knifing people in the head is satisfactory. Also, you'll notice the severe power difference there. I've
Zone
got
B
24 more than he
captured.
has.
You have zone advantage.
That's negated in PvP when you go for balance. And there is the dash that's built into the melee attack, so you have to be careful getting your distance right, because if you screw it up, that's going to hand the enemy the victory.
Zone A
There it
lost.
is.
Zone A captured.
And
Zone
I should have
advantage
meleeed
is
him
yours.
rather than grenade, but I did need that grenader for that. Just clear out the bounties while I'm in here. Come on, show yourself.
Zone B lost.
And that was three of them simultaneously, yeah. I stayed out too long. Yeah, I'm not confident about the fact that I don't really do PvP, and I'm currently topping my team on. And there's those spades. Yeah, that's exotic,
Zone C captured. You have advantage.
which as my character is a bit more powerful than Sam.
Zone A lost.
What the fuck? I don't know what just happened there. I suspect there was a void ability of someone.
opponents are pulling away. Drag them back.
Come on, where are you?
Zone A
Show
captured.
yourselves.
You have zone advantage.
See, none of the maps are
Zone
set
A
up that
lost.
sniper rifles really are not a good choice in PvP. You have very few limited long sight lines and they've got loads of cover. Point that you can almost never get a range advantage with one. Oh, they've all run away. Holding on so now. Get this capped.
You captured zone B.
Waste
You
of a
have
knife.
zone advantage.
Yeah, I shouldn't have really hit fire there, but I was surrounded. I wasn't getting out of that. Well, I've got my
Zone B lost.
ultimate ability. See, he's standing here at try sight, and he's not doing anything because they're not giving him angles. They know he's there.
You captured zone B. Zone advantage is yours.
Now, there isn't friendly fire, but... Ow! Ah! Yeah, somehow I didn't realise I was there. There isn't friendly fire, but friendly players will still block your shots. Which is something I find really annoying. I'm sorry, no, if you're going to walk across my line of fire and be an idiot and save enemy players from dying because you walked in front of the guy shooting, then I want you to be punished for that, as in getting shot yourself.
Only 5 minutes left.
Oh no, they're on my team. How the... And I've wasted that. Yeah, that was a complete...
You captured zone C. You have zone advantage.
Yeah, should have shot him. Shouldn't have gone for the knife.
Zone A captured. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold them.
Ah!
Zone C captured.
See,
You
I used
have
the melee too
advantage.
early, didn't get the dash, and he immediately counter dashed it.
Zone A lost.
And I didn't dodge out of that in time. And that was someone popping around.
Three minutes.
And that was the wrong way with the wheel.
Zone C lost. Your enemy has a power play.
See, that annoys me. I've fallen off the edge here. I can't get in because they put those there. That cost me like the kill there because I couldn't come back in because you put stupid blocks there to prevent anyone who actually jumps back on getting back in. That is just poor map design. Someone just picked up heavy ammo. Ah! See, there's two of them there. So there's nothing I could really do. But I'm trying to kill him, and the other guy shoots me. And this team is not defending. They're constantly running around chasing the pointers.
Zone B lost.
In their possession. They aren't defending, which is losing us the game. And yes, I know I hit 5 times, but I really didn't have an option there. It would have taken too long to change weapons. Ah! I hate the fact that... The problem is I don't put the sniper rifle in the kinetic slot normally, so I'm scrolling the opposite way out of habit to change weapon from it.
1 minute.
I hate the fact it goes to unloaded weapons as well though. There's no point going to an unloaded weapon. It makes no sense. Why would I ever go to an unloaded weapon? And yet they stay in the fucking selection wheel. Infuriating. If they might well be go. If I don't have any ammo, it's pointless. Yeah, fine, I've got ammo to reload with, but no. Stop wasting my time putting it in the selection wheel because I keep going to do this.
Lost and fight again.
Get rid of these wastes. No, done. It's a false rid of. See, the problem. I have to go in here and scrap all this stuff that isn't of any use. Now loot you get that's of no use at all. Right, did I complete all the crucibles? No, I have to have another match. I do not like PvP in this, as you may have gathered. First I consider a waste of bloody time. If you like it, fine, but I don't. I'm having to do it because this game insists on weapons like that grenade launcher, which are perfectly useful in PvE, having their catalyst bound to PvP. Likewise, certain quests to get other exotics like Ace of Spades, which you saw me die with earlier, and I have here. No, you have to do PvP to finish repairing this, even to get it. And then... it's infuriating. Oh, I forgot to set that on it. Yeah, no. If I want to do PvP, I will do PvE. Don't force me to do PvP. Sorry, if someone wants to do PvE, they do PvE. If they want to do PvP, they do PvP. If they want to do both, they do both. You do not need to have quests to force them to do one when they acquired it without ever going near that. Because Ace of Spades is acquired as a result of the DLC, PvE. It is a solo campaign. You do not have to do PvP for it. And yet to get the reward, i.e. that gun, you have to do PvP to complete it. It's not optional. And that is infuriating to me. No, I don't want to do PvP. I don't play PvP, but to get this very good gun, I have to go do it. No, that's not acceptable game design, Bungie. It is stupid. So, as you might imagine, this is something that really annoys me. Because again, I'm going to have to do PvP to unlock the catalyst on that grenade launcher to see what it's like. I haven't even used the damn thing yet. So I don't even know if it's worth it, but the insect robot grenades sound interesting. I want the catalyst for it, which means I have to do PvP.
Control.
Well, I have to win at PvP, but it's to prove victories in the Crucible. It's safe, I don't know. In fact, let's have a look while this is loaded. Yeah, victory in the Crucible. So why do I have to play PvP? I have to win in PvP.
Take those zones, Guardian. Victory demands it. Enemy claimed Zone C. You captured
And
Zone
someone
A.
fell off immediately. This map is even worse for sniper rifles than the previous one. Ah! How much I missed both of those.
You gained the lead. You captured Zone B. You have zone advantage.
Where do you go?
fire team that fights together stays together.
Reload this. And someone beat me to the heavy ammo, so I'm not even going to try this grenade launcher out again.
You're getting stronger as you fight. I love it.
Ah! Yeah, my aim is not just there. I'm gonna aim. I'm not even sure which quest that was that I did. It's something to do with exotic because it's yellow, but I'm not entirely sure which one that was. I remember I had one.
One after another.
Really? Baby Yoda? Oh crap! Ouch. No, I've had enough of this, right. Pop that out.
Zone B
I
lost.
didn't bring much in the way of weapons, did I? That weren't exotic.
Shut the enemy down.
People might be saying, did you seriously just use the book? Yes, I use the bow. You can actually use those in PvP. It's not recommended because of the draw time. If you're getting close, you're totally screwed, but you can. I recommend them if you want the precision of sniper rifle over sniper rifle because the range penalty is on.
Zone B captured. You have zone advantage.
Given the height I can jump without having to be standing on the ground, that is overly sensitive. I could have easily jumped back from there. Ah! Yeah, multiple times.
Zone A lost.
Who shot me? Whoa! And no, yeah, just flanked.
Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. Zone B lost.
And there goes my radar. Now I do have explosive arrows on this, which is what did that damage for me. Should point out, if you use your bow, there is actually a limit to your draw time. So reload to put the arrow away without wasting it.
You have zone advantage. You captured Zone B. Zone A lost. Careful. Your enemy is closing the gap.
Ow. And that was the worst time to do that because I triggered the animation just so he pushed on me. Urgh, that just wasted my ultimate as well. And there. See, the thing is, my armor is not spec'd out for PvP. You want to max out your recovery and durability stats for PvP, so you regenerate your shield a lot faster and can take more hits.
Enemy has your zone. Zone A captured.
Ow. And he's probably got loads of steady rifle aim on there because he was moving too fast to be aimed.
2 for 1. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
And that was hip firing with sniper rifle point blank range. Got me there. Or was that the guy at the back? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I knew you had
Zone
someone
A
else
lost.
coming. I had expected him to come around the corner there. Hello?
That's why we have fire teams. You captured Zone A. You have advantage. 3 minutes left.
And we're losing. I don't know why he was holding still like that. You cap B before they... Yeah, that was shit
I
aim on
need
my
a
part.
hunter like you with the Red Jacks. You gained the lead. Zone B captured. That's a power play. You took them, now hold them. Zone A lost. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. You're pulling ahead. Keep it that way. Nice.
Now, fortunately, it automatically loads that for you in this game.
Zone
In
A
PvP
captured.
when you
Zone C
have
lost.
heavy ammo. So you don't have to spend time. Ah, I just wasted 2 of the shots. Well, that wasn't the best showcase, but I assume that's the grenade from it.
A victory well executed.
Okay, so that's my bounties in the Crucible done.
Zones controlled.
Giving you an
Targets
example of
eliminated.
control. I'm not
Nice
showing you
work.
the others because I do not like PvP. Let's go out of here, shall we? Clear these bounties out. How did I complete... Okay, we'll go hand that in, but I'm not. I forgot I had. I didn't think I could do that in the Crucible. I thought I had to do it in the Gambit, but never mind. Okay, well, blue weapon. Yeah, at this point, end game, if it's blue, you really, really don't care unless you use it to infuse. Okay, let's go back to the rocket launcher on there. What's that? Sniper rifle on there. Oh, in fact, I'll show you Ace of Spades, which is a hand cannon for a bit. Maybe inventory 180, so I think I can also visit shacks. And you'll notice it popped up with bounties complete. Basically, 8 bounties for each of the people who give them to you per week gives you a reward. So I just finished 8 PvP bounties for the week, which I normally ignore, but because I was doing this, I put in there. So we're just going to run back there. Unfortunately, this is another thing that's a bit annoying. There's a lot of running back and forth to get quests handed in and so on. Which, if the load times weren't as bad as they are in some cases, would be okay. Anyway, so we'll go do that. We'll see what this new weapon I've got is. Then we're going to go into a... in fact... Sorry, no, wrong button. What is the strike setup this week? I can't remember. So these are the strikes. I've done... Right. So we're going to do the Ordeal, which is this one, which is the slightly harder heroic one. I'm going to show you the second level of it, because I don't recommend doing levels 3 or 4 unless you're in a pre-made team of 3. I'll explain why when I show you, but basically we're going to do a second level of that. I'm going to show you why there's some issues with that. You have playlist Nightfall here, which doesn't have the same thing on, but less rewards. And you're thinking, wait, if this is hard, why do I recommend Paolo? Well, the base level of this is the same only as these, which is 750. But this goes up to 3 other levels, capping out at 980. Now, as I was saying earlier, I don't recommend the season pass. It's mainly pay to skip grind, because of how I demonstrated earlier. I do, however, recommend the DLC because I think you get both if you just buy the most recent one, which does also include the most recent season pass, since there's only 20... Nope, wrong button. Yeah, sorry, hang on, there's only 20... Yeah, there's only 21 days left, so I would actually say if you're going to get the DLC for this, hold off until the next season so you get that season pass bundled in and can play through it, because you see that I'm only up to 77, I've had this since day one. Granted, I ended up taking a couple of extended breaks for about a week in total in there and didn't play for various reasons, but you see my point. It's not worth it if you're not going to be able to play to grind through the levels, which is again something the bounty super they will reward experience. Pardon me. Yeah, as I said, the DLCs are well worth their money. You should know that these DLCs will give you a speaking protagonist in limited cutscenes, though, having previously been silent. I will say Bungie did that transition fairly well, because having gone from a silent protagonist that everyone acknowledges is silent and your ghost does speaking for you only, to having you suddenly speak, the presentation of when that happens was done fairly well. I'm not going to spoil it for people, you can look it up on the internet if you want, but yeah. That was a fairly good way of actually doing the transition from quiet, silent protagonists to protagonists who will actually speak on occasion now. You still don't speak that often, your ghost still does most of it, and they didn't go back and record voice lines for anything that in the timeline would have been events beforehand, even though you're running the dungeons again, obviously. And you see what I mean about loading times in front of you now. Fortunately, you can go into menus and so on, do that, and go through things while you're loading. See, this is one of the things they've done with some of the newer exotics, is you get catalysts like this, where you have to run it through Sundial runs, which is the current seasonal thing, Gambit, Crucible, Playlist Strikes and Nightfalls. The problem is, this one, which annoys me, Strike Players, Gambit, Gambit Prime and Crucible. Okay, so I can't do that one by having it on me and doing Nightfalls, which is kind of what you prefer to do at endgame rather than standard strikes. But never mind. I still need to do that, so I need to go 2 kinetic weapon kills at some point as well. Which means I have to get back into PvP. Still need to get the... Yeah. I think I had to build that one. Yeah, that one I need to do a raid for, which no one does anymore. Again, raid. This one, see, with a fire team, which is why I haven't done that. That's what Drang you saw. Drang, the literal golden gun out of the man with a golden gun. And it is. Look at it. See, that is literally Scaramander's gun.
Hope for humanity yet.
Just check I didn't lose anything that I have space for.
Checking.
No. I'm not even keeping shaders. I've got so many I don't use. I'm very bad at using shaders. I have shaded all this relatively, but typically the colour I was going for is the one thing I don't have plentiful shaders for. Right. Go to Shaxx.
Again, we have to be ready. The Crucible beckons, Guardian. Will you answer?
Expedition, which is... and here it is. Here's why I was saving these event tokens are. That has Archer's Tempo, which is kind of what I insist on bows. But like I insist on full auto with pulse rifles, I insist on Archer's Tempo on my bows.
Hopefully, this is as sturdy as you are.
Let's take that. Let's have a look at that. That's pulse rifle, but it's not got sorry, it's not got full auto, so it gets dismantled. It just occurred to me I need to actually equip a pulse rifle because I've got to do the calibration for it. What else was I calibrating? Was it rocket launchers? Pulse rifle, void, linear fusion rifle. So I want linear fusion rifle equipped down here. Now I need to void weapons, so I'm going to equip the void fusion rifle. the sniper rifle is void as well.
Our work is unfinished, Guardian. What can I
And
do?
what was I doing? Looking at the new bow, that was it. Comes master up already.
EDC needs our help, Guardian.
So draw time,
Get
yeah,
out
so draw
there.
time, that's good. I'm going to use this for PvE, so I'll pick the kill tracker. Archer's tempo, precision hit. I'm running by the sharpshooter, which I haven't showed you yet, but that relies on precision hits, which is one of the reasons I want Archer's tempo. Now that is probably the best combination you can get on a bow. Rapid hit, for me at least, rapid hit, Archer's tempo. That's the problem with some of the random things you get. For example, this one's actually got a fairly good one, which is Dragonfly, precision kills that creates an elemental damage explosion, and Genesis, which gives you ammo back for breaking the shield on shielded targets. Now, I do need to master work this up, but I need to get some more enhancement cores. I've been burning
I
through
know
them
you're
fairly
busy,
quickly.
Guardian, but the Crucible needs
Now,
your
I need to go
excellence
visit
now.
the Drifter for that quest, which means I have to run all the way through the city, which is my next bugbear with this. My movement speed and movement abilities are restricted in the city. I can only jump once. I can't double jump or triple jump. And my sprint is a bit lower. This, again, just wastes my bloody time. While I'm down here, I need to stop by the Black Army and pick up any bounties for that as well. In fact, actually, I believe there's the pulse rifles. I was trying to grind out energy pulse rifle with full auto on it, so I actually was doing Black Armory pulse rifle, which I should pick up since I've got to do the calibration on the pulse rifle as well. Calibrations change weekly, I might add. I think the Vanguard strikes are weekly as well. Same for this. They all change weekly.
Take a
The same
look at
one
our
each week and then they
wares.
change.
You won't regret it.
Now, I'm going to hold off on buying this. I'm going to save that ballistic log for next week for various reasons. But this one I don't need it because I've done that one this week. No. Yeah, I'll take all three of them.
Until next time.
Find the Drifter. Find out what the hell this actually is. But it's been a while since I started this. And I basically wasn't doing a gambit for a bit, so I didn't finish it. Didn't realise I was getting crucial.
How you living, brother?
And here's his Gambit bounty, which I'm not currently doing. And the Gambit Prime. Right. Where do I need to go for this? I just skipped the new activity available. Hellrise Canyon, Tangled Shore. Basically what this means is I have to go to destinations, go to Tangled Shore, and then basically he's down here and I have to go start the quest. So I have to load into here, go all the way around and down. Another thing about the map is the maps really need some work. They don't do depth well, particularly given how many sort of winding caverns there are in this game. Yeah, and things that are actually there, but because they're mainly used for actually quest activities, strikes and so on, and where you don't normally go, they aren't properly on the map either. Nope. I will be deleting that. I was my friends with that excellent mistake. It ties into Steam's Friendless, just so you're aware. Vehicle. Yes, you get one of these for free by default, but you get better ones through loot and so on. There's two sets of speed. I've seen 150, 160. Obviously, usually 160. Bonuses are really relevant in my view. Personally, but you get the idea. Again, it's all up to you. Like, you can't really use vehicle in combat. And fortunately, I have grenades neither. Well, let's go find this Hive Weapon Master and kill him. Sounds like a mini boss by the sounds of it from the quest. Yeah, but this is where you normally only really come for a couple quests you've had to do and strikes. Also, one thing I just should note about movement, you will jump further distance than you will. Oh, and one thing I should clarify to people, multi-kill is 3 kills in rapid succession, not 2. There are some things where it's referred to as 2, but that's specifically for those things. In general, it just says multi-kills without specifying a number, it's 3. You can see he's got an elemental shield, in this case solar. So I'm not going to get my bonus for breaking it with this because I'm using void. But you get 3 types of elements: solar, arc, and void. You need to use those weapons really to break the shields. And as I say, because that Genesis, if I had a solar weapon to shoot that with Genesis, or that would be a void shield, I'd have got bonus ammo. Shouldn't really miss that. And you can see how significant the damage multiplier from precision damage is. And because I'm on by the sharpshooter, you'll notice my knife is automatically refreshed for a precision killer. Yes, and there's the flag for the quest marker. Which, as you remember, is significantly off the map, which is where I must be to get to it. And then it'll load me into the quests too. I notice this is a restricted zone, which means my respawn... Well, if I was this fire team, my respawn time would be much higher and I'd have to be revived. But it's only so it's start again from the last one if you die. Excuse me 1 second. There we go. Right, that's those dealt with. Now, pulse rifle, did I? I need one more to kill. Yeah, I need a few more to kill, so I'm not going to unequip it yet. Have to bring up that overlay. And that was a consistent on my part. Oh, very nice and simple. Everyone was wondering, that counts as 2 multi-kills because you can chain them. Now the suppress means I'm not regenerating by default. I need to pick up that light from the store there. And that should have been what I needed to, I think, get inside, and it fell off. That ogre's going to be a bit difficult. Now, just to clarify what you saw there, oh no, that's a radiant cease for calibration, so yeah, so what you just saw there was precision damage from the golden gun, which is my ultimate ability. Yes, I know what it's called, I know what I said earlier about Drang. Yeah, you can't normally do that, that's solely because I'm running away with a sharpshooter that allows me to do that. Which means where the sharpshooter is technically the best spec for doing high burst damage in a short order. Burst damage, yeah. But it's the worst spec for cover everything else because you only get 3 shots. Which means for gathering up super kills and so on, it's not the best spec because you only get 3 at a time at most. If you need multi-kills, you have to land every shot and not fuck it up, basically. Now, I was meant to be showing you Ace of Spades, so let's do that. Okay, is that an arc shield? No, that's a fully immune shield. Now, you see, that's why you really want to use any weapons, but not kinetic. Whoa! Hello! Come on, company. Right, finish your tank. Oh, you like that bad angle. Yes, you get finishers. I've only got 2 unlocked at the moment, annoyingly, which is why I have the Rhino Headbutt and the other one, which I'll have to see. Now, you see Memento Mori, which is one of the flexibilities of this weapon, because it's good the extra damage on the first 6 shots. Whistle. Sorry, my aim has been a bit off. Where do you go? Where is he going? As you see, this guy's fairly done. And that was a bit close because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not currently doing it. I need the rest of his life and kills to heal myself up at the moment. Finishers are very useful against high health targets like that because it triggers on percentage base, so even if they've got a fairly substantial amount of health left, because it's percentage base, you just end them quickly. Where is the other one? There's one there, I have 2 out. Don't tell me you bugged out. There were 3 of them, one of them still here, the other one is dropping around here somewhere. Oh! Yeah, those are suicide. Yeah, so don't let me move. Everyone's gone down here. Yes, yes. And that is why I like my sharpshooter because he did that. Okay, heavy. Reloaded. Now, I should actually wait for the ability of this weapon to kick in, which is Fox Speed, giving it the damage of shot. But you have to aim down sights and then not fire. Dodge, reload. And now the problems I need to go against the light to heal. Oh no, I am regenerating, scratch that. It's much slower. Well, yes, I know I wasted a shot. Where's this last guy? Ah! Missed that somehow. Huh, hang on, I thought... Oh no, maybe Jens... Maybe it's not just something that requires matching shield type. Maybe something else I'm thinking of requires a matching shield type. Yeah, no, it's not matching shield. I don't know where I got into my head that that one was the matching shield. There is something that requires a matching shield type, but I don't know what it is now, so this is one careful. Oh, stuff. I'm going to go shield side. Whoa! Run away, run away! Heal! Finish it up and you keep dropping that one. There you go. Now, let me just make sure everything's reloaded before I put, get the boss up here. And no, not use any of my previous stuff. Oh, right, that doesn't summon him, that just lets me through to the next. He's going to be in the last chamber. The thing is, this entire map is a map that's used for strikes, so I know how far it extends. If he's in the last chamber, I'm going to be annoyed, because I effectively just run a strike for a quest. There's no reason to make you take that long. And this is already running long, I still need to put you for a Nightfall strike, an actual strike. Okay, that isn't normally here in the strike, so this is probably, yeah, this is probably it. What just happened? Okay, seriously, what just happened? He's immune. What is going on here? No, seriously, what is going on? I'm drawing the gun and I'm firing and nothing's happening. What am I meant to be doing here? Do I have to draw and then step out of the circle? See, this is my next problem. Sometimes this game is fucking obtuse. It says draw. I press the action button to draw, and then nothing happens. There's nothing to tell me what I'm meant to be doing here, okay? Let's not draw it. Fine, draw. Step out the circle. And instantly dead. What am I meant to do? There's nothing to indicate what I'm meant to do here. It stand in the circle, steady up, get a gun appears. It says draw the gun. Strangely enough, I'd expect to shoot the guy. But he's immune. Nothing's happening. Right? Draw. Don't fuck. See? What? How is this meant to work? I can't kill him, he's immune. I can't shoot him, and he magically hits you and kills you with one shot regardless of what you do. Right. Rather than keep going through that, I'm going to look this up. 1 second. Okay, Bungie. I've just looked this up. Really? What possible reason, given anything you put in this game prior to this, would I have to think that this is the correct solution? Are you seriously taking the mick? I'm sorry, but this literally involves people standing here, just trial and erroring, shooting the guy until that is worked out. Yes, you have to wait until he lifts the gun and then shoot it out of his hand. That is how it works. And why would anyone ever think that's the correct solution? You're literally trial and erroring this until someone works it out. Yeah, this game can be absolutely a shoot sometimes. I mean, the Rats King's crew was bad enough. I worked most of that out myself. It's really the last one I had to work out because it wasn't making any sense. Sorry, well, the last one I had to look up because it didn't make any sense to me. And that's because I was doing it in the first issue of Free to Play, not the second issue, and in the first issue you don't have access to Nightfall Strike. So it didn't make any sense because I couldn't see what the answer was. But that wasn't too bad. You could mostly work that out. This is insane. Oh look, 3 of them. That's that done. And there we go. So I'll go back and do those another time. For now though, let's see, bow, sniper rifle, linear fusion rifle. Let's have a look at this quickly, see what we just want to... No catalyst. What power levels it come out at? 59 annoyingly, so I do need to find something to infuse that out to 60. So fairly useful hand cannon. We'll compare it to Ace of Spades later, but for now I'm going to show you the strike. Scares me I need to do it this way around because I'm showing you unstoppable and barrier champions. Actually, I can show you this because this one, you'll notice it has shield piercing ammunition. This allows you to have the same effect as this anti-barrier mod, which is useful in Nightfalls, which I'll explain properly in a second. Linear fusion rifle I can keep. That's kind of unstoppable, yeah. So, there are 3 types of champion you have to worry about in the Ordeal Strikes and in the Sundial, which is counter raid and so on. Everything that's got champion, which appear on this level up. In this current season, it's unstoppable and barrier. And you get mods to put them on certain weapons, in this case bow and scout rifles. Or certain weapons, for example there's a exotic bow with unstoppable built in, and Arena's Vow, the pistol I'm using, the handgun I should say, has got anti-barrier built in. But basically, while you can kill both of these without it, it's a lot harder and requires a lot more focus, and I wouldn't recommend trying. Now, as I mentioned, these two I wouldn't ever try doing without a pre-made group. The reasons that are this one. See, it has match game and equipment lock, so you can't change your equipment during the game, during the run. And match game means those elemental shields I showed you earlier are a lot harder to break unless you're matching. So you need one person carrying a solar weapon, one carrying a void, and one carrying an arc, or you need to take the one that allows you to switch between all 3. But there is a slight delay to that, and given the damage output, it's a bit dangerous. Then you got this one, which adds the chaff, I believe. No, it adds chaff, and what else is it? Oh, and adds mob champion. So mob, the mobs contain additional champions, so that's just more champions, and then chaff radar is disabled, so you've got no radar. And that one actually has a power level 10 above, well, 8 above what you can max your power level up at currently. So we're going to do a hero run at 920. And then this will be it, and hopefully it's all done, and hopefully I've given you a good idea of what this game is currently like. Yeah, as I said, you might have figured that quest out before me, and if so, congratulations, but I consider that to be fairly obtuse given everything that I've seen prior to this in the game. Why would I think that I'm trying to shoot the gun out of his bloody hand of all things? I'm... Double check everything here. So orbs light. Okay, let's go.
Operation Caliban online. Guardians, you're here for a top priority extraction. We have multiple fire teams missing.
Ah!
They went into the arcology to investigate a
And
heavily
damn.
guarded hive ritual. We've had zero contact for the last several hours, which is why we need you.
And I'm already unrestricted at Respawn. Yeah, that didn't go to plan. And of course, because this is a pug group, they're just running off. I'm stuck here. I'm going to be stuck running to catch up with them for God knows how long now. Oh, that brings me into another pet peeve I forgot to mention. If you are loaded into a strike that's in progress, it loads you in where the team was when it started the loading process, which, as you've seen, could actually be fairly lengthy, which means you can be ridiculously far behind. And people might say, well, there's a catch-up mechanic. There is. When they get to the boss, that's not useful if you're running the strikes to do your bounties, which normally require things beyond killing the boss. And these high traps are way to damage them to turn off. Some people think they can do this. And there's Barry. So you can see that barrier blocks Asian stop got anti-barrier. Regenerate itself like that. Well, you can burn him down between barriers since there is a cooldown on them, which I'm not recommending to try. That's an Unstoppable Ogre, who you need to hit the Unstoppable Arrow or the does rocket damage over quickly. Basically, Unstoppable champions are walking juggernauts. They do a lot of damage unless you disrupt them. If you're on the explosive side, I can shoot down.
I'm consulting Vanguard archives on hive rituals. I'm getting a lot of hits about death experiments. I don't know what you're walking into, Caliban, but keep your eyes up. I want to see you all alive at the end of this.
No! No! Please! You already took my ghost! Please!
I think alive is the bare minimum we should shoot for. Sloan? Are you there? That must be one of the missing Guardians. Tracing his broadcast now.
You hear me? Caliban? Caliban, are you there?
I need the power because I
Sir,
need
they're
the
not
calibration
responding.
still for it. I can't really do the sniper rifle in here because I need the barrier option and the
Broadcast came from this
unstoppable.
room.
So I'll do that.
Where's that
no.
guardian? That crystal was full of void light.
Oh, no. One problem with the knife is you can't abort the throw. Really? No. No. That's one of the catches.
All channels. This is a search and rescue
Champions.
team. Is anyone
bow,
listening?
super. Sorry, I need something
Anyone?
super for kills when I have it. Yep, there it is. And you'll notice it says 5 kills. Well, I can only
Wait,
get 3 shots at a
hold on.
time, so I have to burn it at least twice to get those kills.
It's some kind of summoning seal. There's a network
Almost
of magic
every other
running
super
deep
either
into
has-
the arcology.
Either the other version of the Golden
By
Gun has 6 shots,
void light.
or
They're
all the others are
using
basically
void light to
duration
summon
and you
something
get a
down
lot more
there.
kills out of them.
Hello.
Of mobs, but you
Anyone
don't do as
there?
much damage per hit.
I just heard somebody. Commander Zavala, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. The Hive can't summon anything without those crystals.
Thanks, the Traveler. I can barely hear you. Let me get to a better position.
So you tried to put his barrier up and immediately got shot in the face by something heavy. See, I fucked that up when I hit the barrier knight before it was dark. So I didn't actually get a kill out of it. I thought I was
Eagle
going
3
to
here.
that.
Unknown fire team, do you copy?
We copy. Are there others with you?
No, just us down here.
Driving. Yeah, I'm trying to conserve the ammo on this for the barrier champions, so I'm not using it as much as I probably should.
We came down here as a squad of 9.
The problem with
Got
having it on
picked off
special
one by
ammo
one.
weapons, you have to
Watched a
conserve the ammo
wizard
because
rip
of
the
low
light
drop
out of my best
velocity.
friend and funnel it into some kind of crystal.
They're harvesting guardians. These are all guardians.
There we go. Back down. And yes, there are explosive barrels all over the place. No, they're not always. Ah, 2 unstoppable loaders. Sand raider back there as well. And someone dropped that more enough with this fire. Yeah, see, all we can do is wait for him to come back. It was that to be the mechanic now. I can't remember what my remote key is on. Oh yeah, one thing I should note, you see the scoring bottom right? See we're getting 1.2 multiplier for the difficulty. That's going to drop to 0.66 at 15 minutes and then to 0 at 20. So if we want to max out the score, we need to get this done in the next 5 minutes, which should be doable. We're pushing through fairly quickly. I've actually got people who actually bought the appropriate weapons, and I'm not the only person who bought the anti-barrier and unstoppable. So yeah, and this is also a fairly short one, so yeah, 5 minutes seems reasonable from this point.
Getting a little dicey down here. You need to turn back.
Hang in there. We're on our way.
No! Turn back!
Takeo, listen. We can use the crystals to disrupt the ritual. We can beat this.
Yeah, great idea. But there aren't any powered crystals in here.
Reload.
Never mind. We're going with that plan.
But you said there aren't any crystals.
Not yet.
That was a little bit of a where I mentioned fish is coming handy. Whoa! See, the climbing out the ground underneath.
She sacrificed herself.
3 minutes, yeah, doable.
Die in vain.
The thing is, this has several new phases, so we'll just push it past those. Wait to burn it down. So you push the top phase and get rid. Yeah, we should push her.
It's time.
I might actually finally get my 100,000. Ah, going. And I fucked that up massively. I missed the jump. That's what they rotate. Someone needs to grab... I might have to screw this completely. Because it takes time for thing to respawn. Come on. Grab that. No! How the fucking hell? Really? How? How the hell did I bounce off that? Now we've got to wait. Yeah, I probably just managed to fuck the 100,000 score on this for the weekly thing. Because I somehow managed to screw that jump up twice. Someone else can take it. No! Come on!
Takeo and the other Guardians.
2 seconds!
Let's get back to
yeah,
command.
so that was...
Zavala to know about all of this.
Well, that concludes my thoughts on Destiny 2.